A very good afternoon, everyone. And thank you so much for joining us this afternoon for this wonderful session on goal setting. Setting goals helps a person remain focused on being successful, stay away from distractions, and will help with motivation. We have a very special trainer today with us to guide us to set our goals smartly, who is Mr. Hariharan Iyer. Hariharan Iyer is a highly driven professional, creative entrepreneur, and truly an entertainer. He's a speaker, writer, trainer par excellence. He's a Reiki grandmaster and deeply committed to meditation for over 31 years now. Mr. Iyer has authorized 9 books so far, the latest being Eves Against the Odds, Volume 2. He's an avid blogger and has authored over 150 articles. His article on LinkedIn, The Rahul Dravid Model of Management, is still trending with over 54,000 views. As an acclaimed speaker and trainer with over 25 years of experience, his client list includes names like Rolls-Royce, Cipla, LIC, and many more. A warm welcome to you, sir, and over to you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Venkat. Thank you, Shiva. Thank you, Etika, for having me here. And it's such a pleasure and a delight to be conducting this little session for all of you. First of all, a very warm good afternoon, namaste to all the participants who are there with us today. Thank you so much. It's because of you that, we have an opportunity to present our ideas with you. So I want this to make it as engaging as possible. I know we cannot talk to each other directly, but you can always use the chat box very liberally. And so can I have a wonderful good afternoon from all of you in the chat box? You can just quickly wish all of us together so that I know that you are with me. Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. And thank you so much for this, because over the next 1.5 hours, we have to go back with not just some wonderful learnings. We also have to go back with some great memories about having come together at the start of the new year. So very, very happy new year to all of you and your family. Thankfully, we are doing this session at the early Jan, so the new year is still relatively new. Very soon it will become very old and we will forget about it and get on with life. Yeah, but so let's keep the excitement going. Yeah, thank you so much, Garima. Same to you. Thank you so much. Wonderful. I can see the number of participants are increasing. Suddenly there is a breaking news that Etika is organizing a goal setting session. Maybe the TV channels are flashing it all over the place. People are joining us. Wonderful. Okay. I look forward to taking some very interesting questions as we go along. And maybe what I'll also do is, as I'm presenting in between, I might stop the presentation and I might, request you to post some thoughts in the chat. And you can always keep posting whatever you feel like in the chat, even as the presentation is going on. So I welcome all of you to this absolutely wonderful evening today. And we're going to talk about a very, very interesting subject, very interesting, relevant, very highly popular subject, I must say, which is goal setting. And I promise you that this is not going to be a normal goal setting session that you might have attended perhaps somewhere else or from somebody else. Is going to have a little bit of a twist. And that's what we're going to look at today. Right. So let's begin with a very important learning anchor. And that very important learning anchor is knowing is nothing, doing is everything. So can I have some quick responses in the chat now in terms of what does this statement mean? Knowing is nothing, doing is everything. So let's try and keep this as interactive as we can. So the more you participate, the more energized I'm going to feel. Yeah. So what does knowing is nothing? Okay. Manoj says action speaks louder than words. Action speaks louder. Excellent. Okay. Execution is important. Absolutely right. Okay. Yeah. Practice is the key. Very good. Absolutely. So all of us agree that action orientation is more important than just having knowledge. Learning is kept only with oneself. Action showcases to the environment. Okay. That's a beautiful perspective. Yeah. Wonderful. talking is easy, doing is hard. My God, don't tell me that talking is my profession. But I get your context. Yeah. Okay. Oh, wonderful. Only knowing is useless if you cannot put that to use. Absolutely. Wonderful. Thank you so much. So we have a wonderful audience here, which is participating with me. I'm really loving it. So knowing is nothing, doing is everything means today we're going to learn some very important elements about goal setting, something very interesting. It's going to be very interesting. Okay. And while it is going to be very interesting, there are going to be some very important lines, ideas that I'm going to share with you. Now, you have two options, two choices that you can have at the end of the session. One is to go back with all these learnings and just let them be as they are. Or the other thing is to act upon these learnings. So I'm not saying you need to act upon, if I'm sharing 15 learnings, you need to put into action all the 15 elements at one go. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, you need to pick up 3 or 5 areas that you feel are relevant for you and see how best you can act upon them. Because knowing is nothing, doing is everything. If you do, you will get the benefit of this session. If you don't do anything about it, okay, it's a feel-good factor. You learned something and you can move on in life. So when we went to school, we were taught in school, knowledge is power. As I grew up, I realized that this is an incomplete sentence, because knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. When you apply the knowledge, then the knowledge becomes powerful. So today, when I'm going to share with you the SMART goal setting principle with a twist, like, you know, it's a era of the twist these days. Yeah, you get, there are some very wonderful fusion restaurants which have come out. So today, food is undergoing a twist. Communication is undergoing a twist. Relationships are undergoing a twist. You know, breakups are undergoing a twist. Matchups are undergoing a twist. So I just thought, let me bring in the element of twist on the goal setting principle, not because I just wanted to twist it for the sake of twisting it, but I believe that this is how goal setting actually should happen. Yeah. So I'll go back to my presentation now. So this is what I'll keep doing. I'll go to the presentation, come back, have a discussion with you, then go back to the presentation and keep going back and forth. And of course, we'll take questions at the end before we conclude. Right. So we are talking about knowing is nothing, doing is everything. So what is the session objective? The objective of this session is that by the end of this session, you would have received orientation on how to be smart. Of course, that's what we're going to be talking about. But what exactly smart means, we will come to that. Now, this is what we have learned conventionally about goal setting, and I have no quarrels with this. This is absolutely fine at its, at its place. This is what we have conventionally learned about goal setting, that SMART principle. And what is that SMART principle? The SMART principle says your goals have to be specific, they have to be measurable, they have to be achievable, they have to be realistic or relevant, and they need to be time bound. So we have been given a lot of examples of this nature. For example, you're working in an organization and you have to do, let's say, 1 crore of sales this year. So you would say that my goal is to achieve 1 crore of sales by December 31st, 2023. So it makes it very specific. It makes it very time bound, and hopefully it is realistic. You need to check whether it is achievable, and I will measure the progress every month by looking at, on a pro rata basis, how much I have achieved every month, from starting from January, February, so on and so forth. So you also made it measurable. So this is what we have been traditionally taught about the SMART principle, that it has to be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic or relevant, and it has to be time bound. So in this example that I gave, there was a time element to it. It was very specific. We put a measurability into it, and hopefully it will be achievable, because that will depend upon what you think is achievable or what is not achievable. And that will depend upon what do you think is realistic and relevant, or not realistic and not relevant. So this is traditionally what we have been taught, and we'll keep that as it is, because it is relevant in its own way. But how do I achieve my 1 crore? That is more important to understand. How do I achieve my 1 crore? That is what is more important to understand. So we will come to that when I share with you the SMART principle with a twist. So to achieve my conventional SMART, to apply my conventional SMART principle, which I just discussed, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant or realistic, and time bound, I need to be smart with a twist, wherein I bring in an element of input-based smartness and not just be output-based smart. So let me repeat myself. I'm trying to go a little slow here because it's important for us to understand this concept that if I want to achieve my 1 crore target by December 31st, 2023, then I need to focus upon what I need to do to get what I want. Right? So today we're going to talk about how to apply the SMART principle with a new definition from an input and activity-based approach, rather than simply taking an output-based approach. So let's set the context here. Let's first of all try to understand why people generally fail to achieve their goals. I'm going to stop the screen share again, and I'm once again going to invite comments from you in the chat. Why do you think people generally fail to achieve their goals? Now, for example, yesterday I shot one video for my YouTube channel. You can check it out, Hariharan and Iyer, the Entertainer. And it talks about why people fail to achieve their New Year resolutions. Why New Year resolutions fail, which is also like a goal only, right? So, I want some, I'm already getting some responses here. Why people fail to achieve their goals: think more, do nothing, procrastination, continuity, lack of planning, lack of consistency in effort, okay, no project planning, okay, what else? What else? Higher expectations, lack of continuity, lack of clarity, okay, right, what else? What else? Yes, keep it coming. Motivation, yeah, look, I don't have motivation. I lost my 1 crore motivation moment the March quarter ended. Yeah, and salespeople get more interested in the other quarter than this quarter. After some time, because they get frustrated. Oh my, I'm not reaching my goals. That is just a joke on the lighter side. Yeah, okay. So giving up at the point of time, unplanned goals. Okay. Same amount of inspiration is lacking for 365 days. Yeah, correct. People lose their momentum and their motivation. Yeah, okay. Impatience, yeah, the goal should be measurable and time-bound. Without proper input, the desired output will not be achieved. Very good. Zeal is lost drastically. My God, that's a very drastic statement. But you're right. You're so right. Yeah. The goal is not practical. So maybe it is not realistic. Maybe 1 crore is not the right goal. Maybe 50 lakhs is the right goal. One doesn't know. It depends. Okay. Not chasing goals on a daily basis. I hope that's what you mean. Just for the sake of having a goal with no real intention of execution. I love this statement. I will lose weight. It is just a wonderful statement to make. What actually, are you going to work upon it? No, one doesn't. So yesterday I was in this, I was in Nasik, and I was doing one motivational session for a company with over 100 people, the dealers. And during lunchtime, the most interesting dish was rabdi and jalebi. And generally in these kind of conferences, people eat the dessert like the main course and the main course like the dessert. So how do you think your weight will ever decrease? Yeah. Okay. So just for the sake of having a goal with no real intention of execution. Excellent. Thank you so much for your inputs. More or less kind of matches with what I have put together, what I have in mind, what I want to share. However, there will be one breaking news, which I will give you very shortly. Okay. So why people fail to achieve their goals? So let's look at very, very important slide, very important discussion we are doing right now. First reason is there could be lack of ownership. In organizations, when sales teams or non-sales teams are given certain targets or tasks to be completed, a lot of people feel it is a management's goal, it is not my goal. Why should I bother so much? और इतना पैसे में तो बॉस इतना ही काम हो सकता है, इससे ज्यादा काम नहीं हो सकता. ऐसा भी एटीट्यूड हो सकता है लोगों का, right? So it's lack of ownership. And second reason is it's not just about setting goals. It is about setting yourself up for the goal. So you say, I'm going to exercise from tomorrow every day, and I will hit the gym at 6:30. So first you need to get up at 6 o'clock, no? You have to set yourself up for the goal. Many people, there is a mismatch between my aspiration and my action. I call this the action aspiration mismatch. Very often, my actions are not aligned to my aspirations. Okay, there is a lack of emotional alignment as there is a lack of purpose. So, when I set a goal, I don't feel emotionally connected with achieving it. I'm not hungry enough. I don't feel passionate enough. Because I'm just setting it for the sake of setting it, as somebody very rightly said. It doesn't really have a deeper purpose as to why I need to do it. So in life insurance business, when I worked in life insurance industry, and we used to teach our advisors one word, commission. And we used to always teach them, don't put the commission before the mission, rather put the mission before the commission. Because within the word commission, there is a word mission. So not everybody earns money only through commissions. People earn through various ways, salaries and other various ways. But the important thing is, in whatever work we do, what is the mission behind that work? If I'm doing a session today like this, of this nature, then what is my mission? Am I just doing it because I'm going to earn some money out of Ethika and I'm just going to take home and be happy with that money? No, it's a passion. I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a speaker, I'm a trainer, author. It's a passion. I want to do this because I love doing this, and I just love the idea of speaking to people, and I love the idea that through my sessions, I can make a difference to the lives of people. So when you talk about making a difference to people, that first difference you have to make for yourself. You have to love yourself. You must have a strong purpose to look after yourself, to respect yourself, to do good to yourself. Be good to yourself, love yourself, forgive yourself for some mistakes that we keep doing from time to time, but always learn from them and be grateful in life. So these are some of the reasons why people achieve or fail to achieve their goals. But what is the biggest reason, you know? The biggest reason why people fail to achieve their goals is because they misunderstand what is a goal. So I want to go back to the chat now, and I want all of you to please tell me, what is your definition of a goal? How will you define a goal? How will you define a goal? Goal is defined as SMART. Okay. What else? A level yet to be reached, destination. I'm sorry, I may not be able to read everything that is being shared. Please bear with me. But I will definitely try to capture as much of it as possible. Yeah. So it should achievable. It's about the future. It's an effort. Goals are steps to achieve your vision. Okay, achieving dreams. Yeah, that's one good way of interpreting what is a goal. Target, desired result, expected achievement, target which needs to hit in a specific timeline. Yeah, perfect. Okay. Okay. Purpose of life, aim, excellent. Okay. So now let me give you the breaking news. Yeah, task to achieve the aim, where to be in a particular time. Fantastic. Okay. Now let me give you the breaking news. The biggest reason why people fail to achieve their goals is because they misunderstand what is a goal. And where is this misunderstanding coming from? The misunderstanding is coming from not understanding the difference between a goal and a desire. So the example that I gave about achieving 1 crore of sales by December 31st, 2023, however specific, measurable, realistic, time-bound, everything it might be, in terms of the SMART principle, it is not a goal. It is a desire. So when people say, I want to achieve my goal sheet, or I want to achieve my target, in insurance business, advisors say, I want to become an MDRT this year. These are not goals. They are your desires. So what we have traditionally understood as a goal is actually not a goal. What is actually a goal is not a goal. What we understand as a goal is not a goal. What we understand as a goal is a desire. Then what is a goal? A goal is the controllable activities you will do to achieve your desire. What are the controllable activities you will do? Because what is controllable is a goal and what is not controllable is a desire. I'm hoping that I can do 1 crore sales. I may do so many activities around it, but there is no guarantee it will happen. So it's a desire. I want to fulfill a desire. It's not in my control whether the desire will get fulfilled or not get fulfilled. And what is in my control? In my control is the activities that I will do to achieve my desire or to fulfill my desire. So what does it mean? It's a very important insight. What it means is, desire is one, goals are many. I'm repeating myself. Desire is one, but goals are many. So to fulfill the desire of achieving 1 crore sales this year, that is one desire, I have to do various activities which are controllable activities for the next 12 months to fulfill my desire. So now my goals are many. How much prospecting will I do? What relationship building activities I will do? What marketing activities are required? Do I need to hire more people? Do I need to meet more people? How many more sales presentations I have to make? Now see, to fulfill one desire, there are so many different activities that need to happen. And each activity is a goal in itself. So goals are activities. And there is always one desire, but it has multiple goals. So forever we thought, my goal is one. I want to buy this new car. I want to build this new house. I want to become vice president in my company. We thought this is one goal. No, it is a desire to fulfill which I have to do a series of activities to realize or fulfill my desire. Right? So, a very important aspect we need to understand here is this amazing statement made by James Clear, who wrote this amazing book called Atomic Habits. And there are so many wonderful insights he talks about in that book. But the one thing I picked up from this, which is a game-changing understanding, you do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. So here, once again, I want to invite a chat discussion. How do you view this new interpretation of what actually a goal is? And what does James Clear mean when he says you don't rise to the level of your goals, you always fall to the level of your systems? What does it mean? So can I have some quick reactions from this wonderful audience out here? Completion of a course and getting certified, cold calls, reading book till certain pages, etc. Whatever is in your control is a goal. Whatever is not in your control is a desire. Okay? Yes, you have given the right example. Wonderful. Yes. So can you tell me, what does James Clear mean when he says, and I will elaborate more on this aspect, Vagmareji, I will elaborate more on this, okay, as we go along. Right. So what does James Clear mean when he says, you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems? Systems, that is mode we adopt to, yeah, could basically mean set of daily activities. Absolutely. Your productivity will not rise to the level of your desire, but is in line with your abilities. Yeah, very good. Good point. Excellent. So I am a cricketer and I decided that, and there is this example of Yuvraj Singh. I read somewhere, I think. So, yeah, to lose 5 pounds of this month, I find this very interesting, is a goal. For this, we have to exercise 30 minutes per day is controllable result. No, to lose 5 pounds this month is a desire. For this, I have to exercise every day for 30 minutes is a goal. Because exercising is in my control. Whether after the exercising also I will lose 5 pounds is not in my control. So it seems, I read somewhere that Yuvraj Singh said that I have to score 100. That's my goal. But somebody advised him that rather than saying that I want to score 100 today, because you might get out the first ball, you never know. Why not say, I'm going to fully concentrate on every delivery that I face? Isn't that a more controllable thing in my life? Otherwise, when I go to bat, I'm thinking about scoring the 100 and I don't concentrate on the ball which is coming next because my mind is ahead of the ball. And then I have to move ahead towards the pavilion very shortly after. So it's very important to understand mindfulness, focusing on what is in my control. Exercising every day is in my control, so please do that. One of the reasons we don't realize our goals is we conventionally, as we understand it, it is because we are too attached to the goal. Okay, I am an author of 9 books. Okay, I love marketing myself as an author. Hopefully, some of you will go to Amazon and buy something at least. Okay, so many people don't write books because they think, who's going to read it? How am I going to market it? What's the point? They'll leave it. I write because I love writing. I love publishing. I love to see myself as an author consistently. Who will buy, not buy, read, not read is not in my control. So why should I deny myself the joy of writing? Just because I'm not sure who's going to read it. Don't read it. It's okay. I will read it 10 times. No problem. I'll be very happy. So do things not just because they will produce some result. Do it because you feel a joy in doing it. Because you love doing it. Because it's good to do. So remember the Yuvraj Singh example. If I want to score 100, I have to concentrate on every ball. Rather than worrying about, will I get to 100 or not? After doing all this, understanding all this, you may still get out the first ball. That's okay. You come back and try again. Right? So let's move ahead. How is it going so far? Can I have some responses in the chat now? In terms of, are you finding some value in this session so far? Are you finding it good, amazing, bad? You can be very honest. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm very encouraged. Thank you so much for that. Yeah. You're loving it. Awesome. Thank you so much. I always find this very interesting. Thank you. Thank you, Vindhya. I always find this very interesting. People ask me after I conduct a session, how was the session? I said, I will always say nice things about my session, right? It's for the audience to tell me how they found it, right? Yeah. Thank you. So let's move ahead. So James Clear says, you do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Because if you decide, I'm going to lose 5 pounds, let's take our friend's example there. I want to lose 5 pounds over this month, 2 months, whatever. That is a wonderful goal to have or a wonderful desire to have. But then I should also get up at 6 o'clock every day and go for a walk, do my gymming. I need, or my exercising. I need to have control over my diet. So I will not rise to the level of my 5 pounds desire. I will fall to the level of my system. When I get up, what I do I have self-control, etc., etc., etc. So it's all about the whole game, friends, is about understanding the difference between input and output. The difference between what is in my control and what is not in my control. It is about understanding CTC. CTC is not cost to company here. It means control the controllable. It is about taking charge of the things which are in my control and not worrying about the things which are not in my control. I need to find ways to work around the things which are not in my control. So let's move ahead. Now let's look at what is this SMART principle with a twist. What is this input-based SMART principle with a twist? S stands for, I hope you are making some notes. S stands for small is big. So, very important to understand what is the meaning of small is big. If I want to score my 100, if I want to score my 100, I have to focus on every delivery. Focusing on every delivery is small, but that is the big thing in the process to get to your 100. So small is big. Our problem is we want to do something big, and achieve everything. For example, I always love to give the weight loss example. I'll be coming to that later. Not that I have to lose any weight. I'm quite okay. But where I'm coming, it's easy for people to understand. We say, I am 100 kgs. I want to get to 80 kgs in 1 month. Well, come on, don't do that. Why would you want to do that? Some people do extreme fasting, and we go from one extreme to the other, and we go from the frying pan to the fire. But James Clear says, I always quote famous authors and speakers because people don't believe what I say. So, Hariharan, who is Hariharan? Just because he has a YouTube channel, he is not a famous guy. So why listen? But if I say Marshall Goldsmith said it, people, correct. James Clear said it, wonderful, he is right. Hariharan is also right. But I am quoting James Clear. Okay. So James Clear says, when you walk every day for 30 minutes, for example, I'm not saying this is exactly how he said, but I'm interpreting it. for all of us. You don't realize the impact it is having today. But if you do it for 1 full year, 6 months consistently, suddenly you will see the impact of it, because the small changes are happening every day, which we are not aware of or you are not able to capture because they are not absolutely visible to us right now. So small is big. Take small steps every day towards fulfilling your desire. 1 crore sales has to be done. So take small steps every day. How many calls will I make? What activities I will do to engage with my existing customers? Small is big. Very, very important to understand. Yeah. Then when we look at what is M, measure output, but focus on input. Measure output, but focus on input. So let me again stop share and let's discuss this. Weight loss example. Now we come to the weight loss. Measure output. So I want to lose, somebody says I want to lose, I want to shed, say, 20 kgs in the next 3 months. I don't know how realistic or relevant this is because I never consulted a dietitian to understand this. But let's say it is a reasonable goal to have, reasonable desire to have. Yeah, okay. So 20 kgs in 3 months, or let's 4 months, whatever. Now that's my desire. It's my output that I desire at the end of 3 to 4 months. Yeah. Now, what are the inputs required for this? Again, same thing, get up on time, exercise, sleep well, sleep on time, get up on time, exercise, have self-control. Virat Kohli, one of the finest examples, one of the most fit sportsmen in our country. He is more like an athlete. His fitness is not just like a cricketer. It's more like an athlete. He was, understand, it's such an inspiration. Forget about his cricketing achievements. I'm just talking about this person's attitude and how much ability he has to take self-responsibility. He is brought up in Delhi, Punjabi family, eating chole bhature. And you know how lovely chole bhature is. I love it. We all love chole bhature. I can see Venkat smiling. Yeah, we all love chole bhature. Unfortunately, what is good for the tongue is not good for health. What is bad for the tongue is excellent for health. This is the game God plays with us. Yeah. So this man, from such a background, to ensure that he has a long career and a fit career and he can perform at his peak all the time, he converted himself into a vegan. And he went on some amazing dieting plan, exercising plan, and he kept measuring his progress. But his focus was on the input, on his self-control, on his exercising, on his gymming, on his dieting, resisting eating gulab jamun if it comes in front of him, resisting the chole bhature if it comes in front of him, and practicing self-discipline. So what is M? Measure output. So every month you will check on a weight scale. Where am I on my weight? But your focus has to be on your input. Every single day, you need to practice what is required to shed the 20 kgs in 4 months. So S is small is big, and M stands for measure output, but focus on input. Now, what is A? This is so important. Arrange yourself, or we can also say align yourself. You need to Set yourself up with execution orientation to fulfill your desires, and you must have a ruthless commitment to execution. You know why New Year resolutions fail? Because resolution matches a word called resolve. We don't have resolve. We don't have the resolve to continue to practice dieting and exercising and avoiding the things which I should not eat if I want to shed my 20 kgs. So if you see in the slide, there is this wonderful quotation by Albert Ian Gray, who says, the secret of success of every man who has ever been successful lies in the fact that he formed the habit of doing the things that failures don't like to do. Amazing statement. He has written this book called Common Denominator of Success, in which he says the secret of success of every man who has ever been successful lies in the fact that he formed the habit of doing the things that failures don't like to do. Now let's look at this example, this statement with an example. So Virat Kohli, why he is so successful today is because he's got the ability to do things which many other aspiring successful people cannot do. They cannot stop eating chole bhature. They cannot be regular with their exercising. Because they finally start justifying. We all justify. अरे 4 दिन की जिंदगी है, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? How does it matter? I have to enjoy my life. Why am I getting so serious about this? And there will be, you will have some excellent people around you in your environment who will encourage you to do all the wrong things. अरे आजकल तो बहुत स्मार्ट बन गया, बहुत स्कॉलर बन गया, तो ये हो गया, वो हो गया, क्या बात है? They will become sarcastic. You know, boss, if you want to change your life now, one very important step sometimes to begin with is to change some of your friends. Change them completely. Don't change them. Change them. Have new friends. Don't waste your time trying to change them. So, successful people have the habit of doing the things which failures do not like to do. So, किसी ने कहा है कि अगर रास्ता खूबसूरत हो तो पता करो मंजिल कैसा है. अगर रास्ता खूबसूरत हो तो पता करो मंजिल कैसा है. अगर मंजिल खूबसूरत है तो रास्ता जैसा भी हो चल पड़ो. Chole bhature is the rasta. It's so beautiful. But if you eat it every day, what is the destination? It is very ugly. Overweight. But my destination is balanced weight, you know, fitness, health. But the road to that destination is not easy. I have to have self-control. I have to do dieting. I have to do exercising. Successful people are ready to make this sacrifice. Failures will only justify. And I always say this, in life, you can either be comfortable or you can be successful. Successful people are never comfortable and comfortable people are never successful. Look at Virat Kohli. Today, his performance is under the scanner. Even after having done so well in his career, every day he has to go out and prove himself. He is not comfortable. Though he is so successful, he is still not comfortable because your next level of success requires another level of discomfort. The more uncomfortable you become, the more successful you will become in life. And between us, you and your family, only one person can be comfortable. You have to choose. You want to be comfortable or your family has to be comfortable. And if your family has to be comfortable, you have to be successful. And if you have to be successful, you have to be uncomfortable. Simple. Right? So, we looked at what Albert Ian Gray is saying. So, S is small for small is big. M is measure output. Focus on input. A is arrange yourself. Have resolve. execution, discipline, most important. Be disciplined in your life. Yesterday, I made a comment in my session. Going forward, never come on time to the class. What kind of a motivation is this? What do you mean never come on time to the class? Yeah, never come on time to the class. Always come before time. Always come before time. Some of you had logged in before time. I appreciate that. Because coming on time is late, coming before time is punctual. We say session was at 3:30, I came at 3:30, I'm punctual. No, you're late. Session has to start at 3:30, which means people have to be here by 3:20 so that everybody settles down. When I was in America, 2017, I went to America to attend a certification and I was shocked. Participants are waiting for the trainer. In India, it's always the reverse. Trainer is waiting for the participants. तुम मुझे वहां ढूंढ रहे थे और मैं तुम्हारा यहां इंतजार कर रहा था. अमिताभ बच्चन ने डायलॉग हमारे लिए बोला. Yeah. So discipline is the key. Okay. Now let's move ahead. R is for result orientation. And what do we mean by result orientation? It has two aspects to it. You have to be hungry like this tiger. Success comes to those who are hungry. And people with the right attitude and people who understand the true meaning of result orientation, they understand one thing very clearly, that you never get paid for hard work. You only get paid for results. So let's go back to the 1 crore sales target example that we took at the beginning of this session. And we said, I want to achieve 1 crore. I want to fulfill my desire of achieving 1 crore sales by the end of 31st December 2023. But how hungry are you? Is it just a paper goal like it happens, unfortunately, in many organizations? Targets are written down, discussed. Everybody goes to a lovely resort. Starting of the year, sales meet is happening. Everybody says, Vande Mataram. Aag laga dunga, kar dunga, maja aa jayega. And the boss asks everybody, so karoge crore. Vande Mataram, karenge crore, Vande Mataram. So everybody, 100, 200 people in that sales conference are saying, I agree that we will do 100 crores. But there's always one mad person like me in all these groups. So I will be standing at the back. Somebody like me will be standing at the back and he will ask his friend, what is he talking? Last year also we discussed 1 crore. We did 60 lakhs. How will we do 1 crore this year? So this person at the back tells him, even the boss knows it will not happen. But don't ask this question. If you ask this question, this meeting will go on for another 2 hours. Till you agree, we will be here. Then we will not get time to swim in the swimming pool. You understand, we are in a lovely resort. You don't want to enjoy the pool? You know why execution fails? Because of this. People, so he also raises, yes sir, Vande Mataram, 1 crore, done sir, done. So, why this happens, why execution fails? Because agreement in public, no alignment in private. So once everybody leaves that hall and comes out, they are looking and laughing at each other, 1 crore. You think 1 crore will happen? That 1 crore, whether it is now guaranteed, will never happen, because the moment they left the meeting, there were people agreed that it will not happen. That means they were not aligned. Why execution fails? in organizations, in groups, even in our life, within family, because we agree in public, but we are never aligned in private. Over dinner in family, we agree to certain things. Next 7 days, we will never check WhatsApp when having dinner. Everybody agrees. Next day dinner, everybody is back with their mobiles and checking WhatsApp during dinner. There is no alignment. Because agreement happens in public, alignment happens one-to-one in private. What people talk one-to-one is the real thing that they believe in, not what people are talking in a group. So it's a leadership challenge. It's not easy. So we do that to ourselves also. We agree, but we don't have alignment with ourselves itself. That's a problem. We have a self-communication problem. Right? So result orientation is about the hunger. See, if I'm lagging behind the 1 crore target or desire, then I need to be so hungry. I need to step up my activities. And I need to make it happen. That's it. I just need to make it happen. Come what may, I have to shed this 20 kgs in 4 months. You give me chole bhaturi every day, next 4 months, every day I will refuse. I must have that kind of hunger and self-control and self-discipline and the desire to be healthy and fit. And understand, in life, you never get paid for hard work. I have been preparing for this session for the last few weeks. You know, we even did a trial run now. I revisited my presentation, everything. Whatever the feedback from all of you, they will pay me for this session because they are nice people. They'll say, but if they don't get a good feedback, they'll never call me again. Even though I prepared so hard for this session, what counts at the end of the day is not hard work. What counts at the end of the day is performance. What counts at the end of the day is the results that you produce. So please understand, whether you are a family man, and I'm not talking about the web series Family Man, whether you are a family person or you are a professional, we all need to be result-oriented in our life. In parenting, result means our children must acquire the best values. They should be able to take ownership for their life. They should have self-responsibility. These are how we will be measured. You know, typically when a child misbehaves, what does the teacher tell? Oh, this is what your parents teach you at home. So the reflection is not on the child, it is on the parent. So results always matter. And I find many times that many successful people, they are not that talented. They are not that hungry. They are not that skilled. They are just very hungry. And somehow they find a way. Ravi Shastri. You know, when I was growing up, I used to watch cricket, listen to radio in the 70s and, you know, watch, finally we could watch cricket live on television in the 80s. Ravi Shastri used to be a very ordinary batter. It's a great story of a number 10 batsman who came into the team as a bowler, as a left-arm spin bowler, went on to become one of India's most successful opening batsmen. He could play just 2 shots, one flick, one straight drive, and one lofted shot of the spinners. He had very limited talent. He had limited skills, but he had a great temperament, which is what I'm coming to the last part. He had a great temperament. What matters at the end of the day is your poise, your calmness, and your hunger and your self-belief. Now, your self-belief and your self-capability sometimes are not always related. If you believe in yourself, somehow you will find the capability and the capacity. Ravi Shastri is somebody who strongly believed in himself. There's a story about Ravi Shastri. India was playing Pakistan in the 70s or something. Late 70s maybe. Sunil Gavaskar was captain. And they had to play the last test match or something. And Gavaskar went to Ravi Shastri and said, you are opening with me tomorrow. Suddenly the captain informs. Ravi Shastri is saying, now what is this happening? How am I an opener? And he says, the only reason I wanted to do well the next day was because I did not want to let my captain down. And from there on, Ravi Shastri went on to become one of India's best opening batsmen. It's a great leadership quality of Sunil Gavaskar that he spotted a particular skill or a talent in an individual and gave him that opportunity. Like Ganguly made Sehwag open the innings, and that changed the face of Test cricket for India. Gavaskar used to say, give the first hour to the bowlers, the remaining 5 are yours. Play defensively in the first hour, the remaining 5 hours are yours. Sehwag reversed it. He said, take the game away in the first hour itself. The whole day is yours. It's how you look at it, isn't it? So, result orientation is about the hunger. It is about understanding that I don't get paid for hard work. I only get paid for results. All input-based, activity-based is what I'm talking about. Something which is all in your control. Not talking about things which are not in your control. And the last is temperament. What is temperament? What is big match temperament? You see, I'm sorry, I'm giving a lot of cricket examples and I hope all of you follow cricket. I'm very passionate about the game. Cricket and Bollywood. I'm just a very normal Indian. That's so yeah, holding your nerves. Very well said. You look at Australia, they won the the previous edition of the T20 World Cup in Dubai. And they had never won the T20 World Cup before. They have won the 50-over World Cup the maximum number of times. They are test champions, but they have never won the T20 World Cup. And India, every time in ICC tournaments, is a huge disappointment in the knockout stage. They will reach the quarterfinals and the semi-finals and they will fail there. Or they will lose in the final. They have not brought home an ICC trophy in so many years now. Despite being ranked as the top team in the world or the top 2 or 3 teams in the world across formats. Because Australia have this fantastic ability of what is called as the big match temperament. When it really matters, they know how to raise the game. When it really matters, they know how to raise the game. And you will always find Australia winning those big moments on the field. So they have this big match temperament. And many other teams, when the occasion gets big, they start collapsing because the temperament is not there to absorb it. So it's all about absorbing pressure. Today we are talking a lot about mental health issues. Where is it coming from? One of the reasons is our inability to handle pressure. Much of it is self-created also. But the environment is challenging today. It's the VUCA world, where the world is volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. Many things are not in your control. However, you need to still stay in control of yourself. It is not easy. But it needs to be done. So you need to meditate every day. I strongly recommend to all of you, learn meditation. That will build your temperament. Cheteshwar Pujara, he will take blows on his body. He's not just playing with a bat. His whole body is a bat. And you tell him whatever, he will score only 15 runs in 60 balls. Aram se, kya jaldi hai? Kya hai life mein? When I ask people, what is your favorite animal? They will say horse. They will say lion. They'll say tiger. They'll say bird. Nobody says tortoise. Very few people say tortoise, but tortoise is a fantastic animal to love. Every other animal will die, the tortoise will live. So there will be no competition after some time. Tortoise can do whatever it wants. So build patience. So I'm not saying works as slowly like a tortoise, but take some inspiration. Have patience. Cheteshwar Pujara, first 50 runs, 150 balls. Next 50 runs, 60 balls. So once he has got into the groove, then he knows what to do. Then it is all his. So one of the big things in achieving your desires and fulfilling your desires is to build patience. It is to have persistence. It is to have a resolve. It is to have a temperament. It is your ability to survive the swinging deliveries, the bouncers and the yorkers and the googlies. Your time will come. Apna time aayega. Your time will come. But for your time to come, you should not be a quitter. For your time to come, Rahul Dravid, a fantastic example, no doubt about it. I have written an article on the Rahul Dravid model of management. It's a fantastic learning for us, what we can learn from Rahul Dravid. But for you to be able to take advantage of the opportunity, you need to be in the game. People leave the game. People quit. Don't be a quitter. Build your temperament. So, what is this SMART principle with a twist? Small is big, measure output, but focus on input, arrange yourself or align yourself, result orientation, and T for temperament. Now, the activity for all of you is, and I'll just give you a quick example of what we started with, the 1 crore example, the sales example. Write down any desire that you have in terms of whatever. It could be a materialistic desire, it could be a health desire, it could be a spiritual desire, whatever it is. Write it down as per the conventional SMART principle: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, relevant, and time-bound. And then see how you can apply this SMART principle to fulfill that SMART principle. So SMART equal to SMART. So if my 1 crore is my sales target by the end of this year, I have by 31st December, so it is specific, measurable, all that. Now, how will I apply the input-based or the activity-based SMART principle? Small is big, measure output, but focus on input. Align yourself, arrange yourself, result orientation and temperament. How will I apply this input-based to achieve the desired output? So, how many specific small activities will I do? How will I measure the output and I will focus on my input to achieve my desire? How will I align myself? What disciplinary actions will I take or arrange myself? Do I need to develop more hunger, result orientation? And do I need to work on my temperament and not get carried away by the pressure of the situation? So that is SMART principle with a twist. I sincerely hope I could add some value to your life and you could pick up some good points. So that's it from my side. God bless you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for the wonderful presentation. And there are many key takeaways from the session, and I hope everyone in the session today feels the same. Before we quickly move to the Q&A section, and I would like to take this opportunity to launch a poll to understand how you like the session. And your feedback will help us to curate many more sessions like this. I request everyone to answer the poll. You can see this on your screens. In the meanwhile, I request anyone who has any questions to ask Mr. Iyer to raise your hand so that I can move you to panel and you can ask your question to Hariharan directly. Or you can write your question in the chat box or Q&A section.
This is like watching the screen for DRS. It keeps on changing. The umpire is asking for various angles before he can give a decision. Thank you. Thank you, friends. It was wonderful being with you. Look forward to taking your questions also.
Hello. Hi. So,
Yes.
yeah. So you said that like change the friends.
Okay.
Don't change them, just change the friends.
Huh.
So like those are like very important to us and we cannot lose them. So in that point of view, so how can we like to make them understand to our goal, like this is what means my goal is and I want to be like this. So how can we say so that they can understand and they will agree with us?
So everybody is not going to agree with you. Everybody will not be able to, what do you call, align with your thought process. Okay. When I say change your friends, don't take it very literally that you send them a message tomorrow, you're no longer my friend. That's not what I mean.
No, not like.
But what I mean is, you need to look for people who are more purpose oriented in life and who can lift you.
Okay.
You need to surround yourself with people who are more capable than you.
Okay.
You need to surround yourself with people who share your vision of life. You should not take life seriously, but you should definitely take your work very seriously.
Right.
No, you need to take your journey seriously. You need to take your success seriously.
Yeah.
So that's what I meant. And yes, sometimes you really have to change. I mean, you have to discard some people from your life.
Yes.
That might be a little extreme, but that doesn't mean that you inform them and do it. Just keep your distance. That's all.
Yes.
You need to do it smartly.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
A question in the chat box.
Yeah.
Vaibhav Gupta says, how can we sustain the motivation towards our goal?
Yeah. So your goal, again, let's use the word desire, not the goal. Yeah. We have learned a new definition today, isn't it? So how do I sustain the motivation? You need to have greater resolve. You need to have more self-commitment. You need to love yourself more. And sometimes you need to slap yourself. I don't know how many of you talk to yourself. Do you have a habit of talking to yourself? People might think you're mad, but it's good to be mad that way. Talk to yourself. Make yourself understand. Have a dialogue, self-dialogue. And your desire needs to have a purpose. If you feel aligned with that purpose, it's much easier to execute it. And the motivation will not go down. Also, don't find motivation, find inspiration. Motivation is temporary, inspiration is permanent. Motivation is like a daily thing. You have to brush your teeth every day. That is motivation. It's hygiene. But brushing your teeth every day does not win you an award. It keeps you in the game. That is equally important. Inspiration is what the example of Virat Kohli in terms of how he transformed his fitness. Okay, I give a slightly funny example here. Not funny, but it's actually real also. Falling in love is motivation. Yeah, when you're in college, you tend to fall in love very frequently. The more rejections, the more you fall in love. What to do? You have to move on in life. So falling in love is motivation. But getting married to that person and staying married to that person and having a harmonious relationship throughout life, despite whatever challenges that might come along the way, is inspiration. So your IPL is motivation, Test cricket is inspiration.
Thank you so much for
I
that.
love Test cricket. I love Test cricket.
And we have a question in the Q&A section.
Hmm.
Someone asked that, any tips on managing demotivation?
Yeah, I just answered that. Kick yourself if required.
Hmm.
You know, I don't need to tell people how a rocket goes up, where you need to light the fire. So have that self-commitment in life. Build more commitment. People are very negligent and casual towards themselves. I see that every day around me. Don't do that. Take more responsibility for your life and you will be able to handle your motivation better.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for that answer. We have one more question. Reshma Srinivas. How to learn to respond than react what circumstances go against us?
So, why are they asking such difficult questions? I generally like to delegate difficult questions, answer only the easier ones. Okay, just joking. So, look at this principle of control the controllable. Before you instinctively react, reaction is always instinctive, response is thought through. Before you instinctively react, ask yourself, what is in my control? And am I taking control of what is in my control? Am I taking enough control of what is in my control? And what is that which is not in my control? So how can I manage or how can I work around that situation? You know, this requires a little calm mind, thoughtful mind. It comes with practice. It comes with meditation. So over a period of time, what will happen is your reactions will reduce, your responses will become better. But it's okay to make mistakes in life. If you don't make mistakes, you will never become a better person. So these are all very profound questions and may require far more detailed answers than what time is permitting right now. But I'm just trying my best to give you the essence of it and I hope it gives you some clues around it.
Thank you, sir. And I think with this, we came to an end of the session. And thank you so much once again for doing this session for us, sir.
What did the poll say?
Just give me a moment. I'll just launch.
Sir,
What is the DRS saying?
Sir, I think we should take that offline.
Okay. No, it's okay. You can, I mean, I leave it to you, but I'm okay to stand in public and get judged. That's okay. This is called as a top box 100% feedback. Well done, Hariharan. Good job. You know, so nobody thinks you are average or poor. Thank God for that. So at least they think I'm good enough, which is fine, which is great. Thank you so much. So at least this session payment is assured. Yeah, somebody made a comment about the humor part. You know, I was reading that. What was that? You are very humorous in Test cricket. Can we expect anything in IPL? Okay. So as I said, IPL is motivation, Test cricket is inspiration.
So with this, we came to an end of the session, sir. And once
Thank
again,
you.
so much for doing this session for us. And I would like to thank all the audience for attending the session. And next Friday,
You were a lovely audience. They participated so beautifully. Thank you so much for that.
yes. So next Friday, we are coming with a session on nutrition and see you all next week, at the same time. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.